Hi guys, this is Nikhil the Geeky Nomad and welcome to my channel. Today on this episode of the F1 Capsule, we are going to talk about Lewis Hamilton and his success. Has his success been a fluke or is it his flair? So, without further ado, let's get started! Sir Lewis Hamilton, as we know him today, has been hailed as one of the greatest and the most talented people to have ever walked this earth. The 7-time world champion took his 100th pole during the 2021 Spanish Grand Prix weekend, ahead of Max Verstappen. As I mentioned on this special episode of the F1 Capsule, we talk about Lewis Hamilton as we take a deep dive into his career and try to unravel if his success has been a fluke or is it his flair. We are joined by Bharat Sharma, who is a special sports correspondent and will be talking to us about his views about Lewis Hamilton. So let's welcome Bharat. Hi Bharat, welcome to the F1 Capsule. Thank you for joining us on this episode.
Cheers, mate. Pleasure as always.
Great. So today we are talking about Lewis Hamilton. So let me just quickly take you through his karting career. I think just to if we want to know anybody's how great or how bad they are, I think we need to go back to their roots, try and understand what they've been doing throughout their career. We know the success that Lewis has had over these last few years, but then let's take a look at what his karting career has been like. So here are some stats. He started his karting career in the year 1995. He won quite a few championships. In fact, in 1995, he won the Super One National Championship. 97, he won it again. He won the World Cup. He won the European Championship. So even during his karting career, he was winning championships. What do you think? Is that a fluke or was it his flair that made him win all the championships?
Well, fluke, as the word says, it can happen once or twice. It cannot happen over a period of 15 to 20 years,
Right.
which Hamilton has been delivering year after year, championship after championship. Obviously, there is this argument that, okay, he's got this uh, championship winning car and there's no competition, but I think he's proved all of us, or all of those critics wrong. Uh, because 7 world titles, now 100 poles, the record speaks for themselves.
I think let's not
At
forget.
this stage,
Let's not forget the 98 wins. I'm pretty sure another couple of Grand Prix weekends, and he will have 100 wins as well.
exactly. And if you look at just the pole positions, I think the second is 68 by Michael Schumacher. And so there's no one in the race. He's competing with himself. Race after race, he has shown us what he can do. And if you even if you take an example of the last race, which got him his 100th pole, it looked like Max is going to take the pole, but then, like always, he pulled one special lap out of the lap and just pipped him by like the smallest of margins. So that's what Hamilton is. So Hamilton. And if you have to understand the making of Hamilton better, probably you'll have to go back to his early days. And let's be honest, I mean, because the color of his skin, and obviously he's proud about that. He has said it many times that he has had it rougher than most guys on the grid.
Yeah.
So from the beginning, I mean, he had to prove himself. He had to earn the praises, and it's been tough for him. And obviously, when McLaren took him under his wing, things changed for him, and then he performed. He had the potential. That's why McLaren did what they did, and the rest they say is history.
I think. Do you think the color of his skin has been a motivation for him to do well? Could that be a reason?
Gotta be like, if from your childhood you're reminding about your color of your skin every time you're out there to perform, obviously it'll make you a stronger person. And he has made no bones about it. He's been very proud of that fact. In fact, he's been a champion of anti-racist campaign. As you saw last season, how he got around the entire paddock and uh, pushed everyone to support the Black Lives Matter movement. He was the only one, and at times he criticized others for not doing it. So definitely, he's had it rough in his younger days. So is his family. So that has to be a reason uh, that it has helped him become the champion that he is. And obviously, I mean, he's rare talent.
In fact, if we just look at the slump, if we can call it a slump years, wherein he was part of the McLaren Mercedes team, I think the lowest position that he had in the Drivers' Championship was fifth. Other than that, he was fourth in 3 years that he was part of the McLaren team, and in 2013, the first year with Mercedes, he was fourth position, and since then he's not looked back. I think even the year in 2016, it was a tight championship. Nico, I think, pulled it out from the I think skin of his teeth. I think in fact Nico goes back to the karting days. I think both of these guys were pretty good friends before the fighting that they had in during their Mercedes years.
It had to happen. Yeah.
I mean, we just look at we talk about Max Verstappen, right? That he's not been able to have teammates who've been able to live up to his expectation. I think apart from say Nico Rosberg, nobody even came close to challenging Lewis.
I'm not too sure. Remember how was it when Lewis and Fernando were together? I think it was for one season, right?
Yeah, and then he was paired with
you
Jensen.
remember how that season went? Obviously, it went horribly wrong for Alonso.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're actually right. Barring that one season in 2016 where things got really ugly between the best of friends, there has been no stopping Hamilton. Even before the start of this season, we were thinking, okay, Honda is strong, and finally they will pose a challenge to Hamilton and Mercedes. It's still early days, but after 4 races, we have kind of come to some kind of a conclusion that Mercedes have upped their game and they are the team to beat right now. But it didn't look like that after Melbourne.
Yeah, I think in the previous episode of the F1 Capsule, I did mention that Mercedes have seemed to work upon the early issues they had during the season start. Bharat, so I have this question, right? I've been saying this again and again, but then we now probably seem in a definitive position to answer this question. So many first positions, I think, in championships, right? Race wins. Fluke or Flair? I think you did say that a Fluke is maybe once or twice, but then why does he always get this slack? Oh, it's just a car. He's got no talent. Why is it that someone of Lewis's talent and his caliber gets this again and again? That it's just the car. He's just the right in the right place at the right time. Why is that so?
Like I said, I mean, I think it is how it is. He's had it tougher than other guys, and even if you talk about the knighthood, that came after years of criticism. That why was it being delayed for a deserving guy like Hamilton? So I think the number of critics have been reduced over the years. For how long can you criticize someone who's winning championship after championship? Okay, he's got a good car, but then he's been put under pressure so many times in so many races, qualifying as well as Sunday. He's found a way to come back. I mean, that shows he's an undisputed championship, and all of that criticism that keeps happening can be easily ignored, and I don't think he cares much about that.
Great.
You're talking about someone who's probably the greatest of all time. Now he's left Schumacher also behind. He's equal in terms of the number of championship, and by the end of the season, most probably he'll surpass Schumacher also. So he's got like broken all possible records.
Yeah,
What more
I
can you
think.
ask?
Yeah. So now the question remains: has it been great teamwork and the determination to succeed from both the teams that he's been part of in the Formula One paddock? I think McLaren has been there since ages, and then since Mercedes has come back, they also have seemed unstoppable. So I think it is. Let's just take the example of last week's Spanish Grand Prix weekend. I think it was Hungary all over again from 2020 when that last minute strategy call. I think it was a fantastic. Nobody even saw it coming. In fact, they kept it so hush hush. A team like Red Bull, who seemed to be really good with
Yeah,
the strategy
the
calls. I mean, they
the
were
master of pit
dumbfounded.
stops. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I mean, they couldn't even match up. So I think is it great team success, teamwork?
It has to be, and Toto deserves all the credit for all the success that the team has had.
Yeah.
He's held the team together, barring that 1 year with Rosberg when obviously things were heated up in the team and there was a lot of team orders issue also.
Yeah.
He has held everyone together and he's taken good care of Valtteri also, though the results have not
Yes.
come. So I'd like to see. There are obviously murmurs that he might be replaced, but I think Toto has already disregarded that Valtteri is there, but for how long? And if you remember one of the earlier shows, I had said that probably this is Valtteri's time is up. So
Yeah.
it looks like he's on the way out, definitely. But yeah, Mercedes as a team, one of the greatest teams of all time, in no doubt. And it looks like it's no stopping them.
So before we go, I have one last point of discussion that I wanted to talk to you about. Um, these dominant cars and the drivers that they were, part of. Um, I think it is just that they always had a great wingman. Um, they might have had their differences. So let us just take the example of, say, Michael Schumacher during the Ferrari years. Rubens Barrichello was a pillar, I think, during those years, and later Felipe
Yeah,
Massa as well. Even with Sebastian Seb, I think Mark Webber was, even though they had their fights on and off the
they had the
uh,
moments. Yeah,
they had the moments, but then Mark never really overshadowed Seb, or he was always under his shadow, if I would say. And similar, I think, is the case barring Nico with Valtteri. So I think it is the driver and the car, just the right combination. That's what Formula One is, isn't it? It's the right formula to win. Any thoughts on that?
yeah. I mean, definitely, you can say that the car is more suited to Lewis than Valtteri, but it doesn't mean that there'll be so much difference in the performance. There can't be that huge a gap. It
Yeah.
cannot be. And uh, Valtteri has been given a lot of time, and every year it looks probably he'll reinvent himself, but then he doesn't seem to have any answer to Lewis. And obviously, the team has kept him because they think he adds to the stability of the team, but for how long? I mean,
Yeah.
you need your number two to be performing well, and year after year, Max has beaten him. So I'm sure that can go on forever. And likewise, even for Max, he's been the undisputed leader, and we are hoping that Checo changes that and challenges him, and likewise Valtteri challenges Lewis. But it's obviously easier said than that.
While I do see the possibility of Checo doing that, but unfortunately, I don't see Valtteri. I mean, for all the talent that he has, um, is Lewis is just in a different league altogether.
Differently, yeah, exactly.
So, guys, there you go. We have been able to definitively answer the question that Lewis Hamilton's success is not a fluke; it's his flair. Uh, Remember, you got this information on the Geeky Nomad channel and the F1 Capsule. So, Bharat, thank you. Thanks once again for joining us on this special episode of the F1 Capsule. But it was great to
Yes,
have
man.
you.
Yes.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any videos from us. Until next time, bye
Yeah.
bye.